Sure, yeah. So I'm Jason Mack, and I'm a Michigan Tech grad. Got my mechanical engineering degree back in about 2000. I worked in automotive and aerospace for a while before hanging my hat here at MTEC SmartZone. So for the last 6+ years, I've been working on a lot of the early stage startup development, and you'll learn a little bit about that as we move forward. So happy to be here.
All right, thank you.
Go
So
ahead.
let me jump in here. Thanks, Lisa. So give everybody a little bit of perspective of what the Smart Zone is. So MTEC is engaged in working with the cities of Houghton and Hancock and Michigan Tech University, as well as Finlandia and Gogebic, trying to facilitate startup businesses and help individuals with who have novel technology to help commercialize that top technology, develop business plans, and raise funding such that they can launch a business. So we're one of 20 smart zones throughout the state of Michigan. You can see on the map, there's 3 in the UP, 1 in Marquette, 1 over in the Sioux, and then the balance are in Lower Michigan. We're a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We have enjoy what we feel a very good relationship with the Office of Innovation at Michigan Tech, with Jim Baker and Mike Morley and his staff. So we're here to facilitate researchers and faculty and others in the area to commercialize their technology and develop a company and create jobs around that emerging technology. Let's go to the next slide. Talked a little bit about this, where we attract and foster relationships with early stage startup companies. We're trying to create new opportunities for business technology transfer. We're looking to drive sustainable growth in the area. It's ideally for us, companies that emerge from Michigan Tech research or those in the ecosystem locally will create manufacturing or other companies and employ people in the area and grow the economy in the area. We collaborate with a broad array of partners, both from a financial standpoint, fundraising standpoint, network of talent, and information. So we engage very heavily in collaborating across many levels, some with alumni, others with other partners in industry and venture capitalists and angel funders, as well as researchers and subject matter experts. Next slide. We have 3 locations. We're talking to you from the Lakeshore Center. That's a building that's owned by Michigan Tech. We're on the 1st floor. We lease that floor from the university. We have our offices here, as well as space for clients. Michigan Tech has the space on the next 2 floors. Their payroll, HR, some of those functions of the university are housed here, as well as the Vice President of Research office is located in the Lakeshore Center. Back when the powerhouse, the building in the picture in the middle, that's currently fully occupied by Orbion Space Technology. They're a client of the Smart Zone. And on the right is a Judula Center that's in Hancock. We have a condominium arrangement to occupy the 4th floor of that building. We have used that as a incubator space for companies, and we have several clients that occupy space and work out of that location. So as you grow your business or start your business, we can accommodate you with office and sometimes laboratory needs. Let's move on, Jason.
Sure. So why we're here is really to help different clients, different people like yourself who have an idea, whether you're an engineer, a student, you're within the community, you're a researcher, but take that idea, take that concept, and let's help move it beyond where it is today. Move it beyond, say, Michigan Tech, to help with really focus on developing that idea, develop that business model so that eventually we get to that commercial reality. And so that's what we're here to do, is help you along the way with this path. And we do that by really 2 main efforts. And that would be our early stage program, which is called Smart Start. And then we also have our accelerated startup program for early growth called Transformative Technologies. And so with Smart Start, I'm going to jump back and forth a little bit here, I think, because with Smart Start, that's a program that we run for people who have an early stage idea. We help people who have a strong technology-based idea, but also those who may not have a technology-based idea, but they're still within the community. We want to support them. And so how this works is this is not a Michigan Tech class. This is something that we put together where we meet over 6 or 7 weeks, 2-hour sessions, and we really focus on developing your business. We don't focus on how your technology works. We're not focused about that. You're the expert there. What we're focused on is really helping you develop a business around that idea and to validate that there's a customer need for this. And so, with this program, what we do is, in some cases, we'll work with people who are going through, say, an I-Core cohort at Michigan Technological University, or maybe after they've gone through Smart Start, we'll direct them to I-Core. But the long and the short of it is we try to connect people who come into this program with the right resources and the right next steps to move that innovation, that idea, that business concept forward.
You can go back to the same slide here.
All right.
I'll just pick it up from there. So Jason just described our Smart Start program that you can see here on this slide. And I oversee what's called our Transformative Technologies program. And that's, sort of an early growth phase. We call it an accelerator. It's an informal accelerator. And so a client may come to Transformative Technologies directly from the community, as the top arrow would point out, or they may come through the Smart Start program, such as a company called Sightline Data did, where they complete Jason's program and then I pick them up from there. They may come directly from Michigan Tech, as Orbion Space Technologies did about 5.5 years ago. And they may come through Michigan Tech's I-Core programming that they offer, which is part of the NSF startup course that is offered there at least a couple times a year. So in terms of companies, individuals, entrepreneurs coming into our accelerated program, you can see they may come in from various different channels. Go to the next slide. And so what do we do in Transformative Technologies in our accelerator program? Well, it's all about commercializing your product, your technology, getting your company from either pre-commercialization, pre-revenues into revenue generation. And, Jim Baker has told me many times, the best investment capital that a company can obtain is customer revenue. And Jim has drilled that into everybody's thinking, and it really makes a lot of sense. And so, what we really try to identify is how we can get you there quickly. And a lot of the commercialization services that we offer, that I help a company work on, can span across the spectrum. It could be anything from putting together a pitch deck to investors, to helping you with pricing strategies, to strategic partnerships, to building out the management team. So you've got some help. A lot of these different elements are listed up here. One of the other large areas that we assist companies with is fundraising. And it really depends on the company. Some companies may be able to bootstrap, meaning that they can utilize their own funds to grow and scale. But often companies will want to interject some outside private capital. And so that's where I leverage, the relationships that I built across the state of Michigan with angel investors and venture capital groups to help bring in that necessary capital if it's required to help that company scale. And so just a final comment on this, when we talk about transformative technology clients, startups, entrepreneurs. We're really looking for those who sort of meet a profile, and that profile is typically that there's a large market potential. So in the eyes of private investors, that's a $500 million market or greater. You know, if you're not raising private investment capital, maybe it's a little less than that, but still we're looking for that large market potential for your product, your technology product. And then we're looking for companies that can add jobs here locally to our growing ecosystem, and bring those needed good paying jobs to Houghton County and the Keweenaw area. Next slide. And so just one example here, we mentioned Orbion space technology, and Orbion is one of our big success stories. They've now raised over $30 million in private investment capital. I think that there's somewhere between 30 and 50 employees that they've hired. But Brad King, the CEO of Orbion, came to MTEC SmartZone back in 2016, 15, 16 in that realm. And I met with Brad, and he discussed his aspirations for building a satellite propulsion company. And, you know, we just indicated that we'd love to support him on this endeavor and do everything we can to help him bring in some capital and build his team and all those types of things. So, you know, credit to Brad. He just was able to come in and really run with this and do an exceptional job. And so we were able to help him with some of these things, the introductions to the venture capital, bringing in some small grant funding and things like that. You know, we introduced him to Joe Pinella, who became Vice President of Manufacturing for Orbion. So we're really proud of Brad and what he's accomplished, and we're just grateful to be able to be a part of that, support this success story for Houghton County.
Before we move off that example, let me just add that Brad and his co-founder, Jason Somerville, both faculty at Michigan Tech, and this is technology that they've been developing for years, but just recently with small satellites and CubeSats, the economics in the new space economy we've heard a lot about is such that the technology that they've been working on and refining for years now has a market. So it's a matter of melding a market with the technology. And again, both Jason and Brad were well positioned to take advantage of that as things have changed over the last few years or so with satellite technology. And one additional note is, you know, we're not only focused on creating jobs, we're focused on helping create career opportunities. So if you look at the type of individual that's employed at Orbion, there are several PhDs, many masters, you know, engineers from the electronic space as well as mechanical and aerospace engineering. So these are very high-paying jobs, and really, quite frankly, a number of people that have joined the company are Michigan Tech alum who left to find a meaningful career opportunity in aerospace engineering and have now been able to come back to Houghton and enjoy what we have to offer here in the Houghton area. And they've done a fantastic job of building an excellent team.
There's a question about revenue. Have they seen much revenue yet as a company?
You know, Brad and Jason would have to answer that. I know they have contracts in place now to place thrusters on satellites that will be in orbit, I think, in the second quarter of this year. But again, you know, I don't keep up on their day-to-day activity, but there's been this has been a success to date, and they will grow in their success with the months and years to come.
Yeah, I think they have announced some sales contracts, sales awards, but I don't believe they have anything in space yet. So they're on their way.
Thanks.
Next slide.
Great question, Tyler.
Yep. So wanted to also talk about, you know, in addition to Smart Start and Transformative Technologies, we do really try to reach into Michigan Tech and help where we can with, the researchers and others who may be more in the R&D developmental stage, but do have aspirations for commercializing some type of technology. And so credit to David Rowe as our new CEO, came in 6 months ago. I think David has really made an effort or a priority on how we can get in and try to do more there. And so, just some examples here of, some of the different researchers that we're working with. Dr. David Schonard, who's got a new company around taking plastics and recycling that through a chemical process, bioprocess. We were able to help him secure some initial funding and to apply for an STTR and get some help from a consulting company that specializes in working on those grant applications. We helped secure some funding from a legal firm that helps startups incorporate or provides other early stage legal assistance. Stas Zinchik, Dr. Zinchik works out of APS Labs. He has a company that he's formed called Z Technologies. Folks up at Michigan Tech at APS have been working on this technology for quite a while, and it's really, really interesting. They're converting waste plastic to pellets that can be then used for energy production, and they're generating clean energy out of that. So we've helped Stas to get some consulting assistance for his STTR grant, and are working with him on his strategy, his growth strategy.
2 more minutes.
Okay, Lei Pan is the last one I'll mention here. Lei Pan is in the chemical engineering department. He's working on an innovative technology that can help recycle critical minerals that are found in like lithium batteries, cobalt and nickel, and be able to recycle those batteries, but also work with mining companies who are not currently mining nickel, cobalt, and other critical minerals in the United States, to apply his process to mine tailings, to be able to help at a low cost refine those tailings and remove those critical minerals. So we're really excited about what Dr. Pan is doing right now, and trying to help him in various ways. Next slide.
So,
All right, we just got a minute or two left here. One of the programs that we offer is called a Talent Bridge. This is a program whereby established customers or companies within industry can locate a satellite facility within one of our properties, one of our buildings, and establish a relationship with Michigan Tech and hire interns and co-op students and newly minted engineers and operate locally. That'll help build their talent pool such that they can meet their goals. Let's move on. Just quickly, some metrics here for us. Since 2012, 97 new companies have been created. Some are high tech, some are non-tech. Over 600 jobs, brought in 3.8 million plus in angel funding. That's seed funding. About $4.5 million in owner investment, $32 million in venture capital investment. So that's significant volume of outside investment in entities that started here, and roughly 139 million in new sales. Various benefits that we feel for the university. If there's a vibrant startup ecosystem, we feel that it helps faculty recruitment and retention, opportunities for students to be engaged and learn by virtue of internships and co-ops. Faculty is spurred to innovate and create IP that creates licensing revenue for the university as well. And then alumni engagement opportunities. I talked about our network a little bit, and we like to engage alumni. We're out there in industry and have them engage with our efforts and some of our startups. Of course, for the community, we just talked about the outside direct investment, the career opportunities that creates, and again, ultimately the enhanced tax base for the local district that captures those taxes, and we can invest back into activities here to help more opportunities for others.
So with that, that's what we wanted to share. This is our contact information. If you would like to learn more, you can reach out to us now or later, but we're happy to help and to serve you and see what we can do to help you along the way. So thanks, Lisa.
All right. Thanks, Jason, Patrick, and David. This is, it's impressive to see how much of an impact MTEC SmartZone is making within our community. And with that, we will pass it over to, we're going to hear from Eric Roberts. He's the executive director from 20 Fathoms, and he's going to give us an overview of the Traverse City opportunities. Take it away, Eric.
Awesome. Thanks. Thanks a lot, Lisa. Thanks for pulling this whole thing together. Thanks for the invite. This is, I'm in a sort of an identity crisis transition mode here in my life. I'm moving from a proud Michigan Tech alumni to a proud Husky dad. My daughter started there at Michigan Tech a few months ago, so I'm sort of working my way between it, but nonetheless, this is pretty cool for me. So thank you, Lisa. I'm originally from the UP, so I'm originally a Uper. My career took me across the country from at Michigan Tech over to Connecticut to Chicago and out to Silicon Valley. My wife and I always knew we would be back in Michigan. We didn't know exactly where. We moved back to Traverse City here about 8 months ago and absolutely love it. I've been with 20 Fathoms now for about 6 months and loving that. So what is 20 Fathoms? What do we do? For those who aren't aware, I've seen in the roster there quite a few people that I know. For those that don't, we're a startup incubator, professional co-working space here in Traverse City. We've been around for about 3 years. We provide standard incubator functions like mentorship, access to capital. I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. Certainly the social and networking side of things, we're at about 90 members right now. We came out of the summer just above that and have held our membership pretty well, despite this nasty COVID spike that we're all going through. Part of our services also is the business education I mentioned there. That's programming on a weekly basis. If you're a new startup and you don't know much about marketing, you can find a mentor in marketing. You might have a seminar that's coming up, a webinar that we run both live and remote to learn about that. Sales, finance, any topic that a young startup might need help with, we've got the resources here to be able to support them. We did run a successful accelerator in 2021, despite having to do it all remotely. We have our thesis is that if we are able to develop clusters of technology, the economic development to the Traverse area is a positive. And so, we focus on trying to take a health, in our particular case, it was a digital aimed at rural health technologies, and run an accelerator and try to grow that ecosystem locally. So that's another area that we have focused on in the past as well. Certainly technology education, talent acquisition. We also have a thesis that if we want to attract startups and technology-based startups to the Traverse City area, we better have a talent pool that's strong enough to support that. So we invest that way as well. There's a guy on our staff here at 20 Fathoms who connects talent to roles that are available in town, does recruiting for them, both members inside the space and outside the space. And on the tech education front, we had a grant that goes back a couple of years to teach coding and cybersecurity to folks in the region. We had about 250 people participate in that training, extremely successful program. And as a result of that, this last December, we were awarded the second in that series of grants. It's a really nice grant to continue to do that work. We'll keep teaching the coding and the cyber as we go forward. It's about the next 2.5 years, but also we plan to expand it to AI, machine learning, to data analytics, and really wherever else industry in the local area says we need to advance our talent. And then lastly, I mentioned on here this community partnership. That's an area that's just very, very important. We know that we both want to attract the talent and companies from outside the
bathroom.
region.
Here goes.
Somebody, okay.
Yeah, you want to mute somebody.
Yes. All right. Okay, bear with me. I'm trying to unmute you, Eric.
There, I got it, Lisa. Sorry.
Okay,
I didn't realize I'd been muted. So anyway, my point was that in the community, it's important to us to partner with other really key organizations, a couple of them that I'll mention coming up here shortly. But to be a community partner, there's none of this that we can do by ourselves. And so that's an important part of the work we do too. And frankly, all of this has been working very well. The tech ecosystem, the culture in Traverse City is very, very strong. That growth is inspiring to us, but we also take it very seriously. We believe that we're the stewards and that we exist to serve that community. That's where we put our time and our effort on a day-to-day basis. So what I thought we'd do is we would go through and sort of show you the many faces of 20 Fathoms to give you a sense. That previous chart is kind of sterile, if you will. It's these are the functions that we serve. But also the faces of 20 Fathoms. And I really like what Carrie's done in building this deck up. This first picture is of Atlas Space Operations. They joined us in 2018, graduated in 2019. Real success story, not just for 20 Fathoms, but for them and across the community as well. This is their graduation ceremony, this picture in 2019. Extremely successful, also related to space operations company here in Traverse City. Very, very proud of them and the small role that we played in helping them get their business going. This is Birch Infrastructure, also at their graduation. This was a graduation we had last summer for them. That tall guy in the middle, his name is Ken Davies. And Ken came to us actually more on the co-working space side. He came in as a remote worker from Microsoft and was inspired by the space and sort of chose to start his own company on renewable infrastructure. He's been extraordinarily successful. As I said, he graduated this past summer and is on to having his own office building in town, but has always been a very good friend of the program and literally got his business kicked off from here in 20 Fathoms. This is Abby Beyer. Abby is on the social and entrepreneur side. She's actually got a solution using Facebook where she's connecting communities on the social needs side of things. So this picture actually it was an interview that she did from inside our 20 Fathoms building, as well as a photo shoot for it. And her solution using Facebook combines these communities. So an example would be a single mom who is can't afford to get sports equipment for her daughter who wants to play hockey, can reach out in one of these networks, connect with other people in the community who can say, yeah, I've got some equipment here, you can take my equipment. So it's really again, a social connectivity sort of solution. Really, really cool program. In fact, she just got some additional funding. I believe she opened her 5th community down in Lansing. So she runs it from here, but is branching out as well. I mentioned some other partner organizations. TC New Tech is one of our closest partners. And this picture here is of 2 of the winners of a pitch contest. TC New Tech holds an in-person pitch contest once a month. It's actually more hybrid right now because of the spike that we're all dealing with. But over at the Opera House in town, they hold these pitch competitions once a month. 3 to 4 companies come and present, and then the audience decides which one of them wins. This particular one is for telebehavioral health. It's for mental health services that are provided remotely. And a cool story with this one was these 2 girls got on stage. They started their presentation, realized that the wrong deck was up. And there's 100 people in the crowd. It's a very difficult moment. And you should have seen the community response. Everybody was cheering and laughing and cheering them on, and they just winged it and they just went with it and wound up winning the award. So it's extreme. It's a very social. It's very much in the fabric of this culture, this entrepreneurship culture we're trying to build. This night, there's usually a happy hour before, and then most often there's a group of folks go over to the brew pub afterwards and keep the networking and the social interaction going. But it's a very high energy event. It's really fun. And it again speaks to this fabric we're trying to build. I mentioned access to capital, Boomerang Catapult. Venture Capital is actually a member at 20 Fathoms. They're sitting a couple doors down from my office here. Northern Michigan Angels, a number of them who are in our mentor network, as well as just kind of present on a nearly daily basis. Both of those have as their fundamental thesis to invest in companies in Northern Michigan. So tremendous partners with us, again, aligned on this same theme. And then another one of our key partners over at Traverse Connect. So it's not always easy to plop down in a new town. And so they've made tremendous efforts and progress, making that a more welcoming and easy transition. Northern Navigators, they'll pair you up with a legitimate local who can help you with figuring out everything from housing and childcare to how to volunteer, where the right places, the best places to volunteer are. Great program. The picture you see here is from this Fresh Coast Quarterly Club. As the name suggests, get together on a quarterly basis. Again, young professionals, a chance to get together, know each other, learn from each other. Another really cool program. So I don't want to say it's a safety net. It's more of like a landing crew that you've got with Traverse Connect. If you want to bring yourself, your business, your family here, there's lots of resources available to help make that smooth. So they're obviously a very key partner for us as well. I would be remiss if I didn't mention Northern Michigan Startup Week for those students who are on. I believe your finals are the end of April, so you have the chance to come and participate. We've got a group of about 5 key organizations organizing this week, and we just plan to celebrate technology startup in Northern Michigan. So across the entire northern half of the state, that of course includes the UP. Y'all are invited to come on down. And we're just gonna make it a big party of a week of events and activities to celebrate it. I've said over and over again, I'm working on it right now. 20 Fathoms will have a band, so we're going to have a party associated with our night on Wednesday night. But just the whole week is really going to be cool, focused on a lot of this energy. Our other partners, you see Northwest Michigan College there. They've got an activity plan for Friday. Northern Michigan Angels is a key partner. TC New Tech, of course, I haven't mentioned Newton's Road. They're a key partner of ours. They're in support of, and particularly underserved population, but getting the STEM message out to starting at middle school through high school to get the STEM message out to make it more practical and reasonable for kids to be able to see their path into technology. They're a key partner organization of ours. I believe they're running that Monday event with Atlas Space. So this is, like I'm telling you, this is going to be a really cool week. We're pretty excited about it. Again, if you don't blame finals, you're already done with that. So come and check it out if you get a chance. And hopefully I've caught us up a little bit on time, Lisa. That's all I have. I'll leave this slide up for just a minute while I close. You can grab and take a snapshot there and sign up for our newsletter if you want. We send it up periodically to keep you in the loop. But I've been blown away in the last 6 months by how much momentum has been building in Traverse City for the tech startup environment and ecosystem. We've got some really cool things that are in the hopper that I haven't had time to talk about today. Check us out, come down anytime you're in town. If you want to just pop in and see us, do that. We'll show you around. We've got a phenomenal view of the bay out here. It's a pretty cool office building that we're in right now. And we'd love to have you. And Lisa, I'll see you up there Thursday. I can't wait for that part of the Innovation Week too. Nice job with everything.
All right, thanks, Eric. Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing you at Bob Mark Business Model Pitch Competition this Thursday, and you all are invited if you haven't registered already. So, Eric, thank you so much. We appreciate the collaboration and you showcasing and sharing all that Traverse City has to offer. And I did enter a note here in the chat that during May, one college team is eligible to participate at the TC New Tech Collegiate Pitch Competition. So that's exciting for us too. So hopefully we can bring some students down for that. So that would be neat. All right. Awesome. And yeah, that would be great. All right. Next, we'll introduce Jay Meldrum. And Jay is the Michigan Tech liaison to the Grand Traverse area. And he's going to talk about his role in Traverse City and opportunities for students and graduates. Take it away, Jay.
Okay, so I don't know if my screen is sharing with you yet, is it?
We can see it, but it's not in presenter mode.
Okay, let me work on that.
There we go. That looks great.
Is it in presenter mode?
Yes, looks
Are
great.
there slides on the side, or is it, I got the right one up there?
Michigan Tech and Traverse City, and
Okay.
yep.
It's all good. Okay. So my name is Jay Meldrum. Few things that I've done in the past are listed on this slide. I still am the director of the Keynote Research Center. I'm on my way up there right after this to check in with my staff. I currently hold this title of liaison to the Grand Traverse area. I was involved in the SmartZone startup in Houghton back in the year 2000. We started getting together to create that entity. And as a result, I became the manager of what we call the Advanced Technology Development Center. Those of you who are familiar with Houghton, it's on the campus near Sherman Field, the football field. And it's our on-campus incubator space. And going back to Orbion, they started there before they moved on to other space in some of the other SmartZone buildings recently. I advise the alternative energy enterprise. I'm actually lecturing tomorrow night in that, and I ran the Clean Snowmobile Challenge for a long time, 18 years. So on October 4th, we decided to open up a space in Traverse City. I've been cooking this idea with the administration for quite some time. I actually moved down before that. I've been here for about 6 months. Prior to that, I always tell people I spent 24 winters in Houghton. Well, my winter here is in Traverse City. So this is the grand opening event. I'll give you an idea of this space. So I sit in a beautiful building that's run by Traverse Connect, the former Chamber of Commerce. The building is on the Boardman River, and we have about 2,000 square feet of space, conference rooms, offices, and we're looking to put some business in here, some research, some innovation, some teaching of classes. I actually have some of the people that work at Michigan Tech in the advancement area coming to use the space tomorrow while I'm up in Houghton. But we sit right in the middle of this picture in the lower right, and it's just a beautiful view out the Traverse Bay. So the areas of collaboration, part of my assignment were many, and included STEM and STEAM, pre-college engagement, getting together with the local schools and convincing them to go to college. Hopefully Michigan Tech, but hopefully they just decide to go to college. Michigan Tech's pretty good at doing this with the summer youth program and other programs we run. And so I'm encouraging the local students here at the various intermediate school districts to consider getting into a STEM field or a STEAM field. We have a agreement with Northwestern Michigan College called 2+2, where you spend a couple years at NMC, and then you transfer all those credits to a 4-year degree at Michigan Tech. So we recently re-upped that agreement just pre-COVID, and we're continuing to add classes and make sure that's a strong relationship. I do some consulting and try to link up talent, wherever that talent is at Michigan Tech in terms of research labs or individual faculty with the local industries here in Traverse area. Entrepreneurship and innovation. I'm a member of 20 Fathoms. Eric just talked about that. I'm a member of TC New Tech. I go to those presentations. And there's a whole bunch of other support system people and organizations. I'm going to show a slide in a minute of the ecosystem, as we call it, in Traverse City. I do get involved in the community. There's some interest in putting solar panels up, some community solar projects. It's one of my areas of expertise. And so I get involved in these kinds of things as well here. The real reason we're talking today is all about entrepreneurship and innovation. I hope to be there Thursday night for the Bob Marks elevator pitch. And I hope that one of the 3 winners of that comes to the Northwestern Michigan College, TC New Tech, 20 Fathoms, Newton's Road, all the people that are putting on this startup week event. I hope that one of those comes down and Thursday night of that week to present. So this is, when I was thinking about coming down here, one of my good friends, Bill Myers, he's the guy that signed this document in the lower right, came up with this ecosystem of the Grand Traverse region. And it just speaks volumes of the arrangement we have with TC NewTek, 20 Fathoms, the Angels, Traverse Connect, NMC, the school system. And it really just kind of resonates as to how much innovation and startups and STEM and all this is really valued here in this relatively small community. Bigger than Houghton, but not that much bigger. It's not just a resort town. It's a very vibrant ecosystem. And I took the liberty, and I hope my buddies at the SmartZone don't object to this, but I took the liberty of saying there's a great relationship between what's going on here and the SmartZone. 20 Fathoms, none of these groups here in the Traverse City area are designated as SmartZone, and actually there aren't any more opportunities to do that, but they act like one. And I think it's a great relationship that we're talking together, Traverse City to the Michigan Tech SmartZone today, and have these opportunities for you, the entrepreneurs listening in on this, to get involved, whether it's in Houghton or whether it's in Traverse City.
All right. Thank
So
you,
can
Jay.
get hold of me this way, and thanks for the opportunity to talk.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing some of what's going on in your community. There's clearly a lot that's happening, and opportunities for innovators and entrepreneurs to get engaged. So thank you to all of our presenters. You've given us a lot of information, and now I'd like to open it up to our audience. Perhaps there are some questions that our audience members have. We'd love to hear from you. So feel free to unmute yourself, or you can enter a question in chat. All right, well, I'm gonna, while there's this pause, I wanted to share that this is Innovation Week, and in chat, I'm going to share a link to our website. So if you wanna see what else we have lined up this week, you can click on that link and see the other events that are happening. So we hope that you can join us for more. Do any of our presenters have any final things that they'd like to share that maybe they forgot to highlight or want to circle back to? All right. Well, I guess we can end early. I want to thank our presenters again and our audience for joining us. And thank you again. That was great information. Great to hear from all of you.
Lisa, I'm going to share my presentation. Feel free to share it with anybody that asks.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thanks, Jay. And we did have a request for presentations, and I will follow up and share the slides with folks. Charles Kochi does have a comment here. He said, as a Traverse City company that has recently received an NSF SBIR, we would like to connect with the MTEC SmartZone, et cetera. And I will follow up with slides, and I think I'll include contact information for each of the different individuals there.
Yeah,
So,
thank you for that question. We'd be happy to connect with you and meet with you. So look forward to you reaching out to us. Contact any of us and we'll get the conversation going.
super.
Yep, I plan on connecting with you this week, guys. So I'll give you some options as to times to meet, since I've talked to Chuck about that.
Very good. Thank you, Jay.
Yep.
Okay. Getting some good feedback here. Audience is saying really enjoyed the presentation. Very informative, great presentations. Thanks, everyone. Right. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, Lisa. This has been
Okay.
awesome. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.